What screams I'm very insecure. I know a guy who will talk forever, on and on about something that may or may not be interesting to anyone but him in the first place. If anyone has something else to say that leads to a small tangent or participation of other people in the room, he becomes visibly annoyed and will bring it back with an anyway at the earliest opportunity and continue ranting. I don't like him. Edit. A lot of people are saying that they feel like they are this person. Just to clarify, it's not just the fact that he talks a lot and tends to be ranty that annoys me. Some people just have very active brains and sort of runaway thought patterns, if you will, and I get that. It's the fact that he seems offended that anyone would dare steal his conversation spotlight and want to participate that screams insecurity. As an insecure person, I find it hard to look people in the eyes. I also find it hard to tell any stories about myself, because I'm afraid people will think I'm lying, or that I won't be part of the group because of personal differences. I always think everyone is better than me. I can see all the good in everybody, but I know that they see all the bad in me. Insecure people stand in the corner and don't join the group. I feel you, friend. There's something about eye contact and conversing where if I'm saying something I'll worry, shoot, do they think I'm lying? Wait, what if I am lying, and then obsess over the criteria that meets the situation? Example, I love cookies. But wait, do I like cookies more than other people? I don't eat them that often, so can I really say I love them? A silly little example, but my ability to rationalize needs a little help. Your example is really accurate, lol. It's like that with personal hobbies or preferences for me. Like OMG, yeah, I really like that show. But do I like it enough? What if I don't know enough about it? And this sounds stupid, but am I really good enough to even enjoy that show? What if someone else likes the show, knows more than me, and deems me as a fake fan? Better keep my mouth shut. It's a really vicious cycle where I don't think I have any interests or passions in the end as a result. Oftentimes, people don't know the difference between telling it like it is and just being flat out mean. People who tell it like it is only give their opinion when it is warranted because they would want someone to tell them the truth instead of dancing around it. However, some can cross this line and just be straight up rude. While using this same reasoning, those who tell it like it is are secure. Those who are unnecessarily mean are insecure. Not exactly a direct answer to your question, but I've always thought this and wanted to share Reddit. Thank you for silver. All those people who post on Facebook those quotes that are like, don't worry about those who talk behind your back. They're behind you for a reason, or they tag themselves into any and every place, including the doc's hospital, somewhere personal. Then when someone asks if they're okay, they reply with, don't ask Hunzoxoxerg. So basically, people who live their lives through a very active social medias, I suppose I'm trying to say. I've seen things like, I choked on a piece of food and think I may have aspirated it, or I'm coughing up blood. Turned out the person bled in their mouth or noise and the blood came out with the cough. Followed by pleas for advice. If I thought I'd aspirated something or that I was coughing up blood, I'd either go to my primary care, if an appointment was available, or urgent care, or depending upon the time of day. I'm no longer friends with either of them, online or offline. What these two had in common was that they couldn't tolerate any opinion other than their own. Also, they would both regularly get into arguments with their husbands and post about it. The posts ranged between best husband ever and worst husband. I'm leaving him. Not a lot of middle ground. I deal with insecure moms a lot, either at the playground or mommy groups. They're insecure about what milestones their child is hitting and how they are doing as a mother. One of the biggest tells is when they brag about something that's clearly a lie, or even a partial truth. My 3-year-old is reading at a first grade level, okay, but he's eating grass right now and just pooped himself. You see it a lot on social media now. My 20-month-old is potty trained, having several accidents a day and needing a diaper whenever she sleeps is not potty trained. Yeah, moms are pretty judgy and many mommy groups are toxic, but most of can tell when you're lying and it screams insecure. Wife and I have a 3-month-old. My wife's older sister is due in 9 weeks and this shit has already started. Her sister is just this type of person and we hate it. She already stated to our daughter we'll see who gets bigger and shit like that. Who the fuck cares? She even compares our daughter to her friend's son who was born 2 weeks after. My wife will say yay. Lo is now in 3-month clothes now. She's getting so big. Her reply right after, oh my friend's son was in 3 months clothes 2 weeks ago. Wife and my brother and I hung out with a guy for a while who was the absolutely king of one-upping people. It got to the point where we would make up slightly unbelievable stories to see how he would one-up them. Here's some of the gems he presented us. His father competed in an underground street fighting league with a titanium leg. He once watched a man get hit in the face with a severed penis, and he shot a metal target 100 yards away, blindfolded, judging its location from the sound of someone else shooting the target. Clarification on the flying dick. So, he claimed to have been an EMT for a year, which didn't seem possible with the timeline of his life, but that's beside the point, and he drew a lot of his stories from his EMT days. One day, he says, he's working with a guy who's been an EMT for 30 years. They get a call about some domestic violence, so they head to the house where the police are already inside. Our friend says he stepped into the house ahead of the veteran EMT, and he was greeted by a screaming woman waving a severed penis at the 2 police officers already inside. As soon as she saw him, she hurled the cock right at his head, and he ducked out of the way. The airborne penis flew through the threshold of the door, striking his EMT partner in the face. The man looked down at the bloody dick on the ground, looked up at our friend, the police, and the still screaming woman, threw up his hands and yelled, "That's it. I fucking quit," and turned around and walked off. He said he never saw him again. I knew a guy who could compete with your guy. That's right. I'm one-upping your one-upper. He once said that he got in a car chase with the cops on a dirt road. He escaped them by pulling the emergency brake and doing a 360 at like 100 miles per hour. This threw dirt up in the air, giving him invisibility, and he was able to keep the car perfectly straight on the road the entire time. This strategy worked so well, he did 360s continuously down the road. Does this guy sound like his name is Joey? His name is Joey. Edit. For those of you asking, he did really say a 360, not 180. Also, the car was supposedly a Dodge Neon. This was about 12 years ago when he said this probably. I guess I got lucky then. I used to be super insecure, mostly about my weight and physical appearance. That is everything. And I used to lie about the stupidest shit. I was pretty insular too, content with gaming and having a very small amount of friends, or none, sometimes. Then I realized, despite everything that happened to me, I turned out pretty good and I shouldn't give a fuck about other people's opinions unless they are doing their best to look out for me. My best friend has my best interests at heart and she doesn't sugarcoat shit. So now, I'm all about honesty, even if it hurts myself or others, because it'd hurt more if the like got found out. Edit. Didn't even realize I'd been given a gold. Thank you whoever did it. I'm gonna take a moment here to divert this question though. There's a good chance that people who label themselves as incel will be reading this, because by their very nature, they are insecure about themselves, women, life in general, etc. I'm an older Redditor between 30 and 50, and I could have been considered an incel at several points in my life. Despite my weight, my genetics, my general appearance, I never let those things affect how I treat other people. I'm pretty much set in the idea that I'm done with whatever sexuality I might have had, but I have many good friends and made many good memories, despite all the horrible shit that's happened to me. My advice to you is better yourself before you start caring further about others. If your end goal is to get laid, you need to be sellable to the other sex. You need to lose weight, need to further your education, you need to treat people better. And I say that as someone who's doing all three. I'm working out almost every single day and losing fat, gaining muscle, without a trainer, without a fad diet, just using moderation. I'm getting my college education from home, where I'm more comfortable, and I'm trying my best to be more considerate of others by not being judgmental unless I'm given an explicit reason to judge. Someone starts rumors about me, makes fun of my friends, etc. But you've gotta do this shit for you and no one else. Stop losing yourselves into your games. Stop losing yourself into the echo chambers advocating insolence and misogyny. If you don't have anyone in your life to make proud of you, look in the mirror and say I'm fucking proud of myself. Edit too. This applies to girls, women, females, and anyone, anywhere, regardless of your gender, nationality, creed, religion. Love yourself. Be proud of yourself, first and foremost.